What's up? It is Esports live after Titans training camp practice here from St. Thomas Sports Park. Austin Stanley, Luke Worsham here outside of the building. The rain has forced the media to just go wherever they can find dry place. So Buck's doing his radio show from right over Luke's left shoulder. Paul Kaharski's doing his thing underneath the pavilion. So we have found a dry space underneath the overhang here at St. Thomas Sports Park. So other than the rain, it was a really fun practice.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. So I'll let you take it through. We learned this morning that Bud Dupree was making his debut from Titans with the Titans when he was removed from the PUP list. And then Caleb Farley out there. We'll talk about a play he made. There was an argument with Joe Rexrode over what the highlight of today's practice was. A lot of stuff we'll run through, but Luke, I'll let you go ahead and start here broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch about Bud Dupree out there wearing 48 for the first time.
Yeah, and we talked this morning on the show about whether we thought he would participate in team drills. That was the big question. I think we both said no. We expected him to go out for a positional period and then just sort of go off to the sideline. And that's not what happened. They ran a lot of red zone work today. And when they did that, Bud Dupree participated in it. Bud Dupree was in there and working against some of the Titans offensive linemen. Now, when they went 11 on 11, he was not in there. But for the red zone 7-on-7 drills, Bud Dupree was out there. He looked to be fully ready to go. And like we talked about this morning on the show, that's a really big and important thing for this Titans team.
Yeah, Luke, one thing I noticed is I was looking for it is no knee brace. I didn't notice a knee brace.
I didn't see one.
He had the compression like pants on
to
maybe add for an extra stability around his knee. But, he might have been favoring it a little bit or at least trying to test it out with some of the individual drills that he did with the video we posted. By the way, if you have seen the Bud Dupree TikTok video, all music complaints for that TikTok video can be sent to Luke _Worsham on Twitter because Luke just grabbed the song on TikTok and posted it without even listening to it. So we got some teen bop Bud Dupree action on TikTok and on Instagram and everywhere else.
I clicked on
Defend yourself.
I put the video up, and I'm walking around on the practice field. I can't start playing music or I'll get yelled at.
That's why you have the Bluetooth earbuds to pop in when you need to get some work done.
So I put the video on TikTok, and when I was about to load it, I hit add music, and it said recommended this song. And I figured, TikTok knows what the youth wants these days. So I trusted TikTok, and it was horrifying when we played it back, and I figured out what actually went on.
Could not stop laughing. Just like, oh my God.
And the comments were fantastic.
Were great. So anyway, Bud Dupree, very good sign to see him out here doing more than what we expected him to do, which was beyond individual work. And we'll see how that progresses. He was asked in the press conference on what he thought about week one. And his answer was?
He said it's in the hands of them, right? He said it's in the Titans' hands.
But he did say he would be physically and mentally ready to go out there in week one. If
he'll be out.
Yeah, he'll be out there for sure, based on what we saw today. Caleb Farley, he was activated from the NFI list earlier in the week. He went through a practice again and did more again today than he did the day before. What do you think of Caleb Farley?
Yeah, Caleb Farley joined in the same team drills that Bud Dupree was in. He played in red zone 7-on-7s. He played in some of the other drills. And there were some ups and downs. He made a play that we'll talk about in a second. But they ran this one drill on the corner of the end zone where they would line two receivers up and then two DBs. And the receivers would sort of run, I guess, switching
the
patterns.
crossing routes. Yeah, it was more of it was a 2-on-2. How can you, if it basketball terms, pick and roll defense, right? It was working on that type of communication between the defense. It was a man-to-man route, so working on switching or do you not switch based on whatever the route combination was. But, Caleb Farley got mixed up a couple times where he wasn't exactly sure where he needed to be.
Yeah, he struggled with it to the point where I walked up to Teron Davenport and I said, were they supposed to be letting the offense win on that drill? It was very one-sided.
Yes.
But what was really cool to see is immediately after I was walking back to post some stuff, and I see Farley, I see Kevin Byard, Jackrabbit Jenkins, and Anthony Midget all together, and we're not supposed to report on what people say, but they were talking about that drill, and they were working on the switching off technique, and it was really cool to see Caleb Farley recognize, hey, that didn't go very well, and then immediately say, let's get that corrected.
Yeah, yes. Still no teamwork, right, for Caleb Farley today.
No 11 on 11.
No 11 on 11. Did some 7-on-7 stuff in the red zone as well, and made a nice play in the red zone, actually in the end zone, when Cam Batson ran an in-cutting route. Farley was on a man-to-man and was able to play really nice tight coverage and knock the ball away. And it was a loud pop when he got his hand or arm on that football. I believe the pass was thrown by Logan Woodside to Cam Batson, but said that Farley definitely defended a touchdown and knocked that away, which was good to see. The first real thing that he's been able to do.
Now, here's what you missed because you weren't over at the fence line when he talked to reporters.
Right.
He got asked about that. He got asked, when you make plays like that, does it give you some confidence because you haven't played ball in so long? And he said, I was really mad at myself after that play. I should have caught it.
Yeah. He said he should have picked it, fully undercover it or undercut it to go get the football. So, but it was good to see that first play for Farley in camp that he got to play or he got to make with in a 7-on-7 period, especially in the red zone in tight space.
Yeah,
that was solid. So there was some conflict over what the highlight of the day was. So Luke, the highlight of the day in your mind that you tweeted at A to Z Sports, what was the highlight of the day for you?
Yeah, the offense was running 2-minute drills. A.J. Brown ran a deep cross over the middle. And Christian Fulton, with his physicality, was able to beat A.J. Brown, pop the ball up in the air, and David Long picked it off. It's another example of Christian Fulton having a really, really strong training camp, beating the best receiver on the team. I thought that was the highlight of the day, but apparently Joe disagreed.
Yeah, Rex Road was saying on Twitter, responding, saying he thought the highlight was with Anthony Ferkser made a nice contested catch over Kevin Byard in the end zone, pass from Ryan Tannehill in that red zone 7-on-7 drill, which was a really good play. A strong catch. Kevin Byard was in perfect position. Ferkser just went up and made the play, which, look, I think both were important, but if I'm going to side with Luke, I'm going to say, well, it was a 2-minute drill. It was 17 seconds left on the clock. They had to get out there and kick a field goal, and the defense made a play to get a turnover. So game situation in practice, I would say Christian Fulton made the better play. But good to see Anthony Ferkser make that play again. Kevin Byard was right on the spot to do that, to make that play too. So speaking of end of practice, after the interception by David Long off the deflection by Fulton with A.J. Brown, they bring out Tucker McCann to kick a 53-yard field goal, and he missed it wide. But that was the only kick that McCann missed on the day when they actually ran the field goal period where McCann and Ficken went 6 attempts, one after the other. McCann was really good. He hit all 6 of his kicks. And then
Ficken was 5 of 6.
Ficken was 5 of 6.
With a miss from 44.
Yeah, he missed wide right from 44. So they all looked good, too. Like, they looked, like the kicks looked trajectory-wise, the pop off the foot looked a lot better than they have in the past.
And I thought Jared Stillman, who stood under the goalposts and was sort of our judge as to whether the kicks were going in, made a good point. He said that was the best that McCann's kicks looked to the eye, because usually he's a guy that very wobbly, kind of hits knuckleballs. Today they were straight, and most of them were fair.
So maybe McCann's getting a little more confident there. We'll be interested to see who they roll out there in the preseason for the Atlanta game. Looks like Tucker McCann right now is kicker 1 for the Titans in the heated kicking competition battle. But
the great charade, as I termed it last week.
Well, it might not be if they start kicking better like they have been. Maybe it's the real thing. Maybe it's Ficken or McCann. Who knows? McCann or Ficken. You don't really know what it's going to be. But that's it for us today. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your Friday. A to Z Sports Picks is coming up in about an hour at 2 o'clock. A to Z Sports Picks with Brian Edwards and Alan Bell. Today on the docket, I've seen their show run down. It's all about player props. So Titans player props that BetMGM has, and Alan's got something that the public doesn't have. So it's inside info from Alan. So get ready for this A to Z Sports Picks right wherever you're watching right now, coming up at 2 p.m. Central Time. So we'll see you guys later on. Luke and Buck will be out here tomorrow at practice. I will take Saturday off from practice, and then we'll react to it Monday morning on A to Z Sports. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.
Have a good weekend.